Alrighty, traders, investors, good evening and welcome to the Wolf session today. We are with ByDzyne and MTI Market Traders. And my name is Gary Fichardt, and I'll be hosting this session talking about the Pip Grabber strategy that a lot of you are following. And if you're not, you should be following on the ByDzyne app. All right, so we're going to go straight into it. It is a strategy that I follow religiously. I've got money behind it. For those that don't know, I'm actually a fund manager too, and I'm also trading this strategy with my own funds, with actually capital that is traded for other people as well. So we're going to go into the details of the strategy. It is called the Pip Grabber for a reason, because all we're trying to chase after is 20 pips per trade. 20 pips, and we're talking about a net profit of 20 pips. Now, if you can hear me loud and clear, please go ahead and type up in the chat. Go ahead and give me a high five. Do whatever you do inside the chat. Go ahead and type up in the chat, making sure that everyone knows that the sound's coming through loud and clear. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the details. And if you're on Facebook, go ahead and do a shout out on Facebook. Just type up there FXBigDog, and that is good enough for me. All right, so we can go ahead and get started this evening, and we're going to jump into the details of this strategy that everyone is jumping onto because it's absolutely just killing it. All right, and it's a very simple strategy. You know, in fact, when I go through this process of showing you exactly how to implement these trades, you're going to look at me and say, Big Dog, is that the only thing I need to do? Is that simple? Yes, it is. It's a three-step process to find trades, and it comes from a trade alert sent by me. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what the details are. Now, I want you to stick around because at the end of this, this session that I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Pip Grabber, I'm going to actually implement a trade. Yes, that's right. Even though I have not even looked at the markets, I'm just going to go ahead and place a trade based on the signal that we've already got. And you may say, well, Big Dog, that signal came through quite a while back. Why are you placing a trade right now? Is because it's still valid. I'm going to give you reasons why that trade is still hot and ready to rock. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the trades. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to let you know exactly how to be able to connect with me. I am on social media. I'm on YouTube. I'm on everything you could possibly think about. If you go to Google and you type up FXBigDog, you'll find me everywhere. All right. So I'm available on the web. Yes, that's right. I'm available on the web. All right. So we can have some cyber relationships on the web. Now, this is what we're going to go ahead and do. Let's talk about the strategy, the Pip Grabber strategy. And what is it? How can we trade it? And how can we make money from it? All right, so let's talk about the details first. The Pip Grabber strategy is a strategy built and designed to trade for 20 pips net profit. Now, for those that don't know what pips is, pips is how we earn money as a trader, all right, trading the Forex market. Every pip is equal to a certain value. Now, depending, of course, how large your lot sizes are, it could be anything between $1, 10 cents, or even $10 equal to 1 pip. Now, if you're trading with a standard lot, which is a standard lot in the market, you're trading with 1 pip equaling an average of $10 per pip move, depending on the currency pair you trade. I'm not going to dig into the details and dig into the weeds of exactly how a pip is calculated, but I'm just going to say that you're looking at about a $10 value per pip movement. All right. Now, we're chasing after 20 pips. So depending how big your account is, and depending, of course, how big of a lot size you trade, will be dependent how much money you make. So to me, I'm just going to call it 20 pips. And that value may be different for everyone. You know, one trader might say, well, that's going to be $200. If I trade with a 20 pip target, that could equal to $200 each time you place a trade if you're going to be trading with one standard lot. Now, if you're trading with micro lots, it would be a little bit less. And if you're trading with mini lots, it will be a little bit less. So depending, of course, on micro lots, mini lots, or standard lots, you'll be earning a different value. All right, and that's okay. What's important right here is how many pips can we grab out of the market, right? How many pips can we grab? So what we're going to be looking at is this strategy on its own. What is it been generating from a pip value, So let me just give you a little bit of history on this, right? Because I think it's important for everyone to know what is a pip value, or what is the strategy producing from a pip value. All right, so here we go. So this strategy since January, and this is a live trading account, since January, if you look over here, we've generated almost 800 pips on this strategy. That's in January alone. In February, we made almost 2,000 pips. In March, we made 2,200 pips. In April, we've made 1,200 pips. In May, 600 pips. In June, 1,100 pips. In July, we've made 2,000 pips. And now in August, we're up 400 pips. Now, how are we going to equate that to dollar value? Well, let's just put it back to $10 each pip. If you're making $10 a pip, then just go ahead and simply add a 0 to these numbers. All right. So you'll be making almost $8,000 in January, almost $20,000 in February, another $22,000 in March, and so forth and so forth. So you can understand now, when you just add a 0 to that, you can see that this is now becoming a lot more, okay, a lot more value, or it's given more added value to what you can now see as pips being converted into dollar value, depending, of course, how big your trading accounts are. Now, traders, with that being said, I'm not telling you to go ahead and trade with standard lots unless, of course, you've got an account size that is big enough to trade with that account size. And we talk about that in the education. If you go into ByDzyne's or this Smart Market Academy, if you go into Smart Market Academy, where all the education is being placed, you will see in the lessons that I teach on the Pip Grabber how to trade it. We'll talk about how to manage your risk on the Pip Grabber. All right. And I'm always going to go ahead and say, rather be conservative rather than being aggressive. And that way you don't get into any issues with regards to over leveraging your trading account. We don't want you to do that. We want you to keep making profits. All right. Now, let's get into the details and get into the weeds of actually the strategy on its own. All right. And how that can help you generate the profits that you're looking for from your trading account. So let's jump into this right here. And I'm going to go into the Aussie. No, let's go to the CAD. Let's go to the Canadian Swiss franc. Okay. Now, I'm going to use this as an example, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and place a trade on this, right? So I'm going to use this example, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is. So what we look for is, firstly, number one, is a 3-step process, right? Write this down. Number one, we want to go ahead and look at the ByDzyne app where you get the trade signals. Now, if you get the trade signals that come through, all right, the trade signal comes through and the trade signal says, go ahead and sell the Canadian Swiss franc. That's your first step. Your first step is to look at the ByDzyne app. Now, hold on a second here. I just realized that I'm not sharing my screen. My apologies. My apologies. I'm going to have to step back a little bit here. All right. All right. So everyone should see the screen right now, and we should be good right now. I've got the charts in front of me right now. You're seeing the charts in front of me. Everyone should see it. Now, I'm going to go back a step right here where I was showing traders right here the results. Let's go ahead and show the results right here because, oh, hang on. I just can't get in here. How do I move this away? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Here we go. All right, so here it is. If you go, this is the results I was showing you early on that I was speaking, but you couldn't see my actual screen. Here's the results I was talking about right here. Here's the results. You can see there's 798 pips, 1,900 pips, 2,200 pips, 1,200 pips. Those are the numbers I was calling out previously. I was calling out right here. So I'm glad everyone can see right here, but this is the numbers that I was calling out when we spoke about those numbers. All right, just to go ahead and verify that that is the numbers. Okay, good stuff. Now, if we go back to the charts. Now, if we go back to the charts, let me go into the actual details of the strategy, right? So if you open up your chart, because you've just got a signal, remember the first step is you get a signal from the ByDzyne app. And the ByDzyne app is going to tell you to buy or sell a certain currency pair at a certain price, okay? Now, when it says to you sell the Canadian Swiss franc, it's going to tell you what level, to sell at. It'll tell you to sell at, let's go, I'm just using as an example. Let's say it says sell at 73.16, all right, which is where the price is currently right now, 73.16. So you'll get the signal, and that's your number one step, all right? So that's the number one step. Let's go to number two step. Number two step, you're going to go ahead and move to your charts, all right? You're going to go to your charts here on SmartTrader, all right? And as a ByDzyne student, all right, you get access to SmartTrader, where you can actually analyze the market or simply go ahead and place your trades through SmartTrader as well. Now, I know that there's traders out there that says, well, Big Dog, what happens if I'm on the road and I can't get to SmartTrader and I can't get to my chart, and I simply want to go ahead and place this trade through my phone, and you can absolutely do that as well. All right, you know, if you want to, if you're on the road and you're like, well, I just can't get to the chart, I want to go on the road, I want to place the trade, you can do that. But let me show you the benefits of actually having SmartTrader and how we're going to be able to place these trades quicker, easier, and not just that, we're going to place in multiple entries, because the Pip Grabber not only enters one trade, we enter multiple trades. Now, we may only need one trade or we need two trades to make the profits that we're looking for. But what SmartTrader is going to do is we have a software or a tool on the software that allows us to actually implement more than one trade at a time, all right? And I'm talking about pending orders, which is exactly what we use here, okay? So let's go back to the signal. The signal is the number one step, and the signal says, let's sell Canadian Swiss at this price, 0.7316, okay? That's what we have to do. So we're coming now to step two, and step two is going to the charts, and now we're going to place the trade. Now, the first thing is that you have to understand is you don't have to look at any technical analysis. You don't have to make a decision what time frame you want to trade, all right? The beauty of the strategy I'm going to teach you is you can place this on any chart, all right? It's 1 minute, 15 minute, 10 minute. It doesn't matter what chart you're on, all right? So you can just come to the chart and you can go ahead and implement the trade. Now, the next step is, all right, so you've come to the chart and you're going to now go ahead and implement this trade. And I'm going to talk about the next step, what you need to do. So the second step, let's go ahead and actually implement this trade. And this is how simple it's going to be, all right? What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how it is, what we have to do. And then I'm going to show you in normal speed, all right, as I place a trade, how quickly and simple it is. Okay, so let me go through first the process of what we do, and then I'm going to go ahead and actually implement the trade in a regular speed that I would do if I was looking to place a trade. And I'll show you how quick and easy it is. So the first thing I would do is I would right click on the chart and then look down below. It says here, add matrix. All right, I'm going to click add matrix. It's going to open up this window. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and place in 5 orders. I'm going to decide on my lot sizes I want to go ahead and place, depending, of course, your account size. And then I'm going to go ahead and put orders in 25 pips apart from each other. So this means that every 25 pips, I'm going to put in additional orders. All right. So I'm going to place an order every 25 pips apart from each other. All right. That's next. The next thing I want to go ahead and do here is I want to go ahead and actually make a decision on whether I'm buying or selling. Now, remember the first step was the signal coming from the app. And the trade signal said to me that I need to sell the Canadian Swiss franc. So I already know that if I'm going to sell, I need to make sure that this is selling right here. But also I need to know that I want to place my orders above the market. So my pending orders are going to now be above the market. Because remember, I'm always going to be selling. So any pending orders must be above the market. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that this is above the market right here. Now, the next thing and the final thing that we need to know is what is our profit on those? And what we're going to be looking for is a 20 pip net profit. A 20 pip net profit. This means, traders, that when we get into positions, we want to go ahead and make sure that when the market moves in our direction, all right, that we're picking up 20 net per profit. But if the market also goes against us and we add in multiple positions, then what we also want to make sure about is we want to make sure that if we enter multiple positions, then we still want to close out when we get to a net 20 per profit. Now, if you're following my signals on the ByDzyne app, then guess what? Every time I enter the market, you're entered in the market. And if I close out, if you're not even watching the charts and you're on the road and you're busy doing whatever you do, all right, and what happens is I send a signal saying I'm closing out my position, then all you do is you get the alert and you go into your phone and close out that position, right? You don't even have to look at the charts and have to do anything. You just make sure you go ahead and close out that position. And that's for a trade that's on the road, okay? Now, if you're using SmartTrader, the benefit of using SmartTrader is that when you use the matrix tool, it allows you to place in this function right here, which says close all positions at a 20 pip net profit. So when you're in a net 20 pip profit, you will be closed out of positions and you're out of that trade. No more trading on that pair anymore until the next signal comes up. All right. So that's the steps. All right. That's the steps of implementing the trade. So we're still in step 2, right? Remember, step 1 is you get the ByDzyne signal, all right, the trade signal through the ByDzyne app. The step 2 is implementing the trade just like this, following instructions, okay? And now before I get you step 3, let me first go through an actual trade in real time so you can see what the step 2 looks like in real time and how quickly it is and how simple it is to actually place the trade. Now, I'm not going to cheat and go ahead and just push the OK button right here because that'll be a few seconds and you've got your trade. I'm going to go through that whole process, right? So I'm going to close this out and I'm going to say, okay, first signal is I get the ByDzyne app, I get a signal, I get an alert. The alert tells me to sell the Canadian Swiss franc, all right? Remember, telling me to sell the Canadian Swiss franc at a certain price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my SmartTrader right here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to add matrix. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 trades to that. I'm going to change my lot sizes to 1 standard lot. I'm going to enter 25 pips apart from each other. I'm going to make sure that my orders are above the market. I'm going to sell the market right here, but I'm also going to go ahead and look for that 20 pip profit right here. Once I'm done here, I'm going to go ahead and press OK. Boom, done. That's it. I'm done. Now, check this out. I'm not only in the market with a trade right now, all right, but I'm actually got my orders placed above that. See right here? All my orders, all my pending orders, 25 pips away, just like we wanted, is now placed above the market. Now, I can go to bed, can take a nice snooze, and I don't have to worry about my trade at all because what's going to happen is if the market happens to go up a little higher, all right? So if we see price moving up a little higher, it's going to pick me up at my next order. If it goes up a little higher, it's going to pick me up at my next order. But eventually when it comes down, when I'm 20 pips in the net profit, it's going to go ahead and close out my order, right? So it's going to close out my next order. So let's go through that step again. Step one, I get the ByDzyne app, and I get making sure that I get my trade signals. When my trade signal comes through, I go ahead to step two. Step two is I implement the trade inside the actual software, SmartTrader, right? Now, if you're on the road, you can go ahead and place it through your phone, through the broker app, all right? You can go ahead and place it through your broker app, or you come to SmartTrader, all right, and do things the smart way, all right? I'm just kidding, all right? So here we go. We're going to go ahead and place it in SmartTrader, and in SmartTrader, within seconds, you can have the order in, you can have your stop, not stop, but your pending orders placed in as well, 25 pips away. All right, so 25 pips away, it's done for you. Now, what is step three? Step three is the most important step that everyone needs to know and understand. All right, step three is you continue to enjoy your life and don't have to be glued to the computer screen. You just go out there and do whatever you want to do because you don't have to be in front of the computer. So step three is just go ahead and continue your life as is. Listen, yeah, the reason why I'm joking around about step three because, and in some way I am, because when I started trading back 25 years ago, guess what? It was sitting in front of this computer day in, day out, watching for opportunities, trying to place a trade, looking for the opportunities. There was no trade signals. There was no alerts. There was no one telling me what to do. I had to sit in front of the computer and wait for the opportunities. I had to look through hundreds of charts because now you're looking at, listen here, it's not just 28 currency pairs, but it's 28 currency pairs. It's different time frames. You're probably looking at 5 different time frames. You're looking at different types of systems, different types of indicators. By the time you get through everything, you're so exhausted. It's just you don't even have the time of day to do anything else. And so I'm so excited about automation. I'm so happy about technology that we have today, that we can simply be on a plane, we can be on a bus, we can be on a bicycle, hell, we could be on an e-scooter, which is an electric scooter, and get a trade signal, place the trade, and then continue to ride down the road without anything bothering you. And that's what really is great about the way we trade today. We're making it simple, easy, and we get to spend our life enjoying things that we're enjoying. And that's what I love about trading, all right? And not just to love about trading, but I just love about the Pip Grabber trade strategy. Is absolutely beautiful, simple, and easy. All right, so let's make sure we go through these steps again. Step number one, we go ahead and get the ByDzyne app, we get the signal. Step number two, we take that signal and we implement it into SmartTrader or on your broker app on your phone. You place the trade through SmartTrader using the matrix tool that places these orders for you, just like I did right now. And then finally, step three, enjoy life. All right, I'm gonna have to give it a really good name because I think that's going to be cool, because it's important that step three is almost saying to you that you're done. You're done working. Go ahead and enjoy life, right? You're done working, enjoy life. And that's what I love about step three, is that we get to enjoy life. All right. So this is the Pip Grabber strategy. It is very simple. Now, remember, it is only chasing after, all right? We're trying to capture a net 20 pips out of the market, a net 20 pips out of the market. And if you ask me, Big Dog, how well is this doing? It's doing absolutely killer. I have to remind you again, my friends. I have to remind you again. So this strategy, and I'm just waiting for it so I can get in here. This strategy, once again, to remind you, is producing over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is actually not even a full month. And the January was not even a full month. So we actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say up to 7 months, we've generated almost, well, not almost, we've generated over 10,000 pips, over 10,000 pips. Now, If you want to equate that to dollar value, just take that and times it by $10 if you're trading one standard lot, times it by $1 if you're trading a mini lot, trade about 10 cents, times about 10 cents if you're trading a micro lot. All right. And if you're trading 2 micro lots or 3 micro lots, then times it by how many micro lots you're trading, or how many mini lots you're trading, or how many standard lots you're trading. We may have traders trading 5 standard lots at a time. You clearly got a huge trading account, but if you are, times that by that amount, and you would get that number of exactly what it's been producing in dollar value over the last 7 to 8 months. So that's what it is right here. Now, before I leave you, before I love and leave you, let me go ahead and remind everyone, you can get me on any social media. Just type up in Google, FXBigDog. If you type up FXBigDog on Google, you'll find me. You'll find my YouTube channel. And in my YouTube channel, I put together videos. I talk about trade opportunities. I talk about, a trade that's taken place on the JPY. We talk about bad trades, how we recover from bad trades. We talk about, patterns. We talk about education. There's a lot of stuff that we go ahead and post year in, at least in my YouTube channel. And then not just only that, in the description, check out the description for a link to my Telegram account, where I go ahead and actually post, trade opportunities constantly throughout the day. As I see them, as I trade them, I post it here in my Telegram. Just check out my YouTube channel. In the description, you'll see the Telegram link. Click on that link. It's a free service. You get into my Telegram and you'll get access to all the trades that I'm looking for and seeking for opportunities throughout the week. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I normally say go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, but in this case, it's not that type of video. But I'd like to see you guys in the next session. Good luck with your trading. I hope that this is useful, and I really wish you guys the best of luck in trading.